私は誰？あなたの哀れ夜空の中で名前をなくしてうねりのない水面に潜む景色を知らないまま漂う雲昨日までは漂う雲私はなぜまっすぐに落ちる誰かの手のひらを探すため空をできる限り目に収めながら私は雨はじかけてわかるためこの世には流れない雨地球を困らせるほどの痛みを知らないから雨世界を動かすよ気に導かれている雨流れ着いた海の隠し味を知るまで
星を隠した内面と視界からはみ出すためになできるだけできるだけできるだけ離れていたかった
傘を差す余裕はないしこのままでもいいと思えるよわからないから染み込んでるの夜の強い雨で目を覚ます私は雨地球をなぞる人粒では気づくことのない雨
夜空に飾り付ける星を見つけて
空に浮かんだり地に足をつけたり消えかかったり溢れ返ったりするかけていたら何も起きなかった世界的気候変動私は雨
血が張ってわかるためこの世には流れない雨
地球を困らせるほどの想いを知りたいから雨世界を動かすよ手に導かれている雨流れ着いた海の隠し味になるまで私は雨たどり着くまでにおさらいを忘れないで凪の海で向かい合わせ違う景色同じ模様の答え合わせ
Alright, we are live once again. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Well, good evening to those who are at the east side of the world, and good afternoon to those in the west side of the world. Welcome back to our stream. How are you tonight? How are you today? I've been doing fine at my side. Well, I just had a really hard day, so that's why we are once again 30 minutes late. I am so sorry about that. But as promised, today we're gonna be taking a little break from RPGMaker. We're gonna go back again at Saturday when I have my tech support. So today we're gonna have it live today. We're gonna be, as I said in the announcement and from the title of the stream, we're gonna be revisiting a thing that I wrote, well, technically 4 years ago. Okay. Technically, I wrote 4 years ago, but I stopped writing it a year ago. I'm still in my head as I write. So give me a second. I'm gonna auto check for a second, and then we're gonna restart. Okay, let's test. Okay, I think we're doing fine with the outfit department. Well, alright then. Let's do this. Yeah, not so great setup. Oh wait, what if I make myself bigger? Oh, new. It's better. Okay, I should have download some Disney sound, the Lullaby soundtrack. I forgot. I have a thought, but then I didn't do it. That's a reminder for you guys. Better do what with your mindset. Okay, so I'm gonna turn up the music a little bit lower. I'm gonna serenade you to sleep. Okay, not bad. Okay, I have my water ready as well. Where are the cups? We're gonna need a lot of water today. Okay, so, well, it has been a hot minute since I actually see this screen. Okay. So, as you guys know, I wrote a fanfic. If you know me, from Tumblr, you know that I write a fanfiction called Twisted-Wonderland or Precious Treasure. Okay, let me scroll down to the title. Okay, Twisted-Wonderland or Precious Treasure first. Okay, I wrote this back in 2020. I still remember I was still in college. I was doing my shit, and then Ami Yoshiko decided to post a very interesting thing. Like it looks like I saw the Disney logo and I was like, wait, I didn't know they have a game other than Kingdom Hearts. So I was like, okay, let's check it out. And that went after that we went down to the rabbit hole. It was an interesting time back then. I was in the first batch of the train, and back then we don't have the English version like we have now. Back then we only have the Japanese version, and I remember we're still in chapter 3, which is the octafinal episode. So I am very early. I still remember the first announcement of the Happy Pin sale pack. So with that context, you know that this fic is a really canon diverge type of fic, because back then we do not have that much material, but now we have a lot. But now, if you write Twisted-Wonderland now, you can have very much material. Not only from the there's a lot of new cards, including the birthday card, and then we have more events, Glorious Masquerade, the Playful Land, even the story update now. There are more. So I did have a disadvantage when writing this. However, I wouldn't take it any other way. This fanfic is really dear to my heart. I often brag about it like, oh, I hate this fic, my beloved, like that. But it is, I said it affectionately. As you know, if you know me, I've been writing this fic for 3 years. So from 2020 until 2023, I ended the fic like around the same time I start Press Like You. I think I ended it on May, maybe May, I think. So technically speaking, I'm already past my 1 mark of not writing this fic, which is crazy thinking about it. However, again, I wouldn't ask this any other way. Through the ups and downs, through the many filler arc, through all the mess that I've done, I still think this is like the best thing I've ever written. My standard is low, okay? Oh no. I'm pretty sure you guys have probably read a better fanfic than this, I know. But this is like a fic that is catered to me, for me. And I'm really glad that I can take you guys through the writing process here. Now it is done, but I do have one, maybe one day I want to rewrite this. I've been like going back and forth whether I want to rewrite this or soft reboot or revamp it completely. I'm still wondering about it. At the most, I probably might like have a soft reboot. I still use this file, however, I tinker some of it with the new lore we have and new lore I built. However, I still don't know how to. I still don't know when I'm gonna do it. Well, at least for sure, I'm gonna do it after I finish college, so that I do not have at least few things on my plate at least in real life. So, yeah. Well, today will be just reading this. Maybe I can make some notes. You can see me making some notes, maybe. Actually, yeah. Okay. But before we actually start reading this, I mean. So this will be like an unofficial podfic of it. Oh god. I do not recommend making a podfic of this fic just because it is very long. I know there's like audiobook, but oh my god, my grammar is probably like really stuck. I don't have good grammar probably in this thing. Okay. So to start, let me browse you about Twisted-Wonderland first. So what is actually Twisted-Wonderland? Like open up the logo. Twisted-Wonderland. As you see it at here, you can see that it is filled with very handsome men. I guess. Well, man is really like optional. Okay. If you guys think they're pretty, then they're pretty. I have my own opinion about it. Okay, so what is actually Twisted-Wonderland now that we are here? Well, Twisted-Wonderland is okay, sorry. It's a game. It's a mobile game created by Disney Japan and also Aniplex, the same studio that made, the whole Madoka Magica. And the head honcho of Twisted-Wonderland is Yanato Fuso, with who is the what is called the main creator. Yes, Yanato Fuso is the main creator, and that creator is the one who Yanato Fuso is the creator of Twisted-Wonderland, and she also made this little thing called Black Butler as well. Yeah. So the creator of Black Butler decided to team up with Disney Aniplex to make essentially a Disney ikemen game, where every Disney villain is now switched into hot boys. optional again. Now, currently, the game is still ongoing, being the nature of mobile game. And it's currently in the 7th chapter. There are 7 chapters corresponding to 7 characters that you see on screen. So from left to right, from the maybe we can start with the blue-haired one, the more visible one. No, I wonder if I can zoom in here. Oh, I can zoom in, but I cannot zoom in the picture. Hold on a second. Let me. Okay, this is much better. At least you can see. Okay, now, what is actually Twisted-Wonderland? As I said, it's a mobile game, but what is actually the story? So, essentially, what we like to say is a Disney magical academy where every villain is a boy, essentially. Well, we call it Twisted. Every voice is based on one Disney villain or one Disney character. But we call the term Twisted from basically inspired by a Disney villain got twist and turned into an ikemen boy, essentially. The setting of this game is in a magic academy called Night Driving College. Now the quote-unquote college, is actually a high school, because we're using British term. Remember, the creator of this game, the head honcho, is actually Yanato Puso, who wrote Black Butler, whose setting is also in Britain, essentially. So it's only natural that we have a school set in Britain as well. So, I said that every character is twisted or inspired by Disney villain. There are actually main 7 that is very recognizable. We call it the Great 7 in the game. The Great 7 is 7 of the most powerful legend in the entire world of Twisted-Wonderland. And they essentially got twisted into these 7 boys. It was never said why the boys are corresponding to the 7 Disney villain. We never know. I do have my own headcanon for the fic, but that'll come later. So who are the 7 Great 7? We call it in the game. The Great 7 of Twisted-Wonderland. Well, starting with the top left corner, the one with the glasses, that guy is called Azul. Azul Ashen Grotto, and he is inspired by Ursula, or we call it Twisted of Ursula, the sea witch, from the Disney Little Mermaid. Yeah. And the next to him is Leona. Leona, as you see from the animal ear, is inspired by Scar, or Twisted of Scar from the Lion King. And then we scroll down a little bit. We have 3 students. The blue-haired one is Idia Shroud, Twisted from Hades from Hercules. Next to it, from the horn, you can already guess, is Twisted of Maleficent. His name is Malus Draconia, and since he's front and center, he is the poster boy of my least favorite character, but moving on. Next to him is the pretty one, the blonde pretty one, is Fuse Conhide. I probably butchered that name. I'm sorry, I don't know how to read that. Viscountheit is twisted from the evil queen from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And then we go down again. We have, now this is interesting. The white-haired one is twisted from the Sultan from Aladdin. He is not a villain, essentially. He's not the villain. He's not part of the Great Seven. The Great Seven consists of villains. So from Aladdin, Jafar is picked. But the character representing Jafar or twisted from Jafar is not in the poster, because in the poster it's from the essentially head door. I'm gonna go through that later. I'm gonna continue that later. But next we have the red-haired one, my boy, my beloved, the light of my life, is Little Roseheart, twisted from the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland. So we have 7 main Disney story. Yes. So we have Little Mermaid, Lion King, Hercules, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, Aladdin, and also Alice in Wonderland. 7. Each of these characters represent one dorm. Essentially, the school, Night Dragon College, high school, has 7 dorms. And I want to say it's like if you could, like in Harry Potter, you separate it into 4 houses. Here you are separated into 7 dorms. What are the dorms? You can see here. You can actually open the website. It's still up. Okay. The World of Twisted-Wonderland. Maybe we can read it too. Welcome to Twisted-Wonderland. Let us show you the real happily ever after, which will come really for a long time, because I have a feeling that this current chapter will be heck of long. So perhaps there's more to villains than media. Summoned by a magic mirror. Can I zoom in this? No, I can't. Oh wait, can I? Oh, it's ugly. Okay, but it's okay. Oh, if you can see here, this is the headmaster. The headmaster of the school, his name is Dyer Crowley. Yes, I know the name is silly. Dyer Crowley is the... Oh, I just realized something. I never really changed my costume. I learned from last stream that I shouldn't open the hotkey, but okay. Much better. I shouldn't have my spread in Night Dragon College uniform, but oh well. Okay. There are more villains than meet the eyes. Derek Rowley is twisted from a raven. I think he's okay. From appearance wise, he looks like the raven from Snow White. But some said that he's twisted from Maleficent Raven from Sleeping Beauty, Diablo or something like that. We never actually know. We don't have very official words of it. In my fanfic, he represents both, and I will go through that later. But that's all you need to know for him. He will be an important, but I have to tell you, a lot of people doesn't like him. But we'll continue. World. Summoned by a magic mirror to Twisted-Wonderland, a world unlike your own, a world altogether unlike your own, you arrive at Night Dragon College, a prestigious arcane academy. With nowhere else to go, you accept the headmaster, the head mage hospitality, and begin searching for a way home. You quickly find that the students of the school are as talented as they're dysfunctional. Bickering and competition are the perpetual order of the day. Were you able to work with them and eventually return from whence you came? And as the summary said, this is an isekai. The player got isekai into the world of Twisted-Wonderland, and you were placed in a magic academy called Night Dragon College, again high school. And each student in Nairobi College might represent one district villain. And now you need to find a way home. Actually, this matter is rarely brought up. I think throughout the story is really there are only small mention of, oh, I need to go home like that. That is really rare now that I think about it. And that's why the fic changed, but I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna put that aside first. We're gonna see what is actually this one first. We're gonna read this, I guess, wiki. No, this is not a wiki. This is like a promotion screen. So essentially, throughout the game, we're gonna be helping and observing all the student activity, most of the fight. I also want to say this before we continue. Even though this is an isekai, and all the boys are hot optional, this is not a dating sim. I'm gonna say that. This is not a dating sim. This is not an otome game. The player here is officially the player here, or we call it you, you in Japanese. It's gender neutral, and there's not a hint of romance in this game. I'm gonna say that first and foremost, because there are a lot of misconceptions that Twisted is actually a dating sim. It is not. It's the Shomesuke? No, it's essentially I would call it a more of a visual novel. Twisted-Wonderland is a visual novel. It's not a dating sim, even though they go hand in hand. There are no dating aspect in here. A lot of people wish it is one. I don't, because my aromantic ass cannot handle it. I'm sorry. My aromantic ass cannot handle self-inserting myself and dating these boys. I cannot. I'm sorry. But a lot of people want it, so you do you. I know there's actually one who's like developing a visual novel fan game. It's been a long time since I see them update actually. I'm probably gonna go back to it. It's not a date. Just need to remind you, it's not a dating sim. If another voice is valid, it's not a dating sim. I swear. Okay, now the characters. As I said, from the picture here, there are 7 dorms. Harsilapule, Savannah Claw, Octavinel, Carapia, Pomfjord, and Ignihide, and also Diathom. Looking at this one by one, we start with Harsilapule. This is from Alice in Wonderland. Can I actually access it? Oh, I can! Oh, I see. It's been a long time since I go to this website. I know. Harsilapule Twisted from Alice in Wonderland. So we have 5 characters in this. So each dorm, usually there's gonna be like, at average, there are 3 students in one dorm. The main cast. However, for Harsilapule, because this is the first chapter, we are introduced with the full dorm. Okay, the first one we have Little Rosehar. Can I click it? I can! Oh my god, it's been a long time since I go here. How about I zoom out for a second? Wi-Fi, don't fail me. Okay. Oh, this is much better. Okay. From the Harsilapule dorm, we have Little Rosehar. Can I zoom in? Okay, never mind. I'm gonna stick it like this. Where's the picture? Damn it, it's still loading. I'm sorry. Okay, wait. I'm gonna sound check for a second. Damn it. Fine. Accept of notification. I'm gonna wait until it finish buffering or something. Again, this will take a while. Okay, I'm gonna sound check while we wait. Okay, accept optional cookies. What do you want from me? Oh. Okay, actually, before we continue, I want to see if I can have an easier access for the characters. You guys can look through this on your own. Oh, okay, I'm gonna add on the description of this promotional page. Okay, I cannot. Okay, we're just gonna. Okay. At Hasnabutom, we have Ritual's Heart. This is the head house, essentially. The house warden, we call it. He is inspired by the Queen of Hearts. And then we have, or maybe I just open it one by one. Actually, no. Hold on a second. I have an idea. Instead of opening this, we're gonna watch a little video. Turn it off first. Music. Okay. We're gonna watch this instead. This is an introduction video, and it's been a long time since I watched it. Oh, this is only the. I hope you can see. And I'm gonna pause. We're gonna watch it once, and then we're gonna pause it, so I can introduce you who are they, at least briefly.
汝の心の望むまま鏡に映るものの手を取るがよい。ハートの女王の厳格な精神に基づくハーツラビル領。百獣の王の不屈の精神に基づくサバナクロー領。海の魔女の慈悲の精神に基づくオクタビネル領。砂漠の魔術師の熟慮の精神に基づくスカラビア領。美しき女王の訓練の精神に基づくポムフィオーレ領。死者の国の王の勤勉な精神に基づくイグニハイロ領。茨の魔女の高尚な精神に基づくディアソムニア領。ディズニーツイステッドワンダーランド。
There are 20 students in total in this game. I think 20 or 22. I forgot. I think 22. Okay, hold on a sec. Not that first. We're gonna start with. So you see, there are 7 doors, and we're gonna start. So the first term is inspired by Alice in Wonderland. It's called Harsh-Labule. There are 5 students here. First is Riddle Roseheart. He is the Twisted, inspired by Queen of Heart. So he is very short-tempered, like the one Alice in Wonderland, Disney Alice in Wonderland version. And then we have Ace Crapola and Two Spade. These two is inspired by Ace of Heart and Two of Spade. As the rest of the dorm here is not inspired by villain, it's more like a playing card team. Ace and Deuce here are essentially two dragonists. We created like a trio with these two. Ace is more like Deuce might look like a bad boy, but he's not a bad boy. He's a former bad boy. Ace, meanwhile, is more of the prankster. And then we have Trey Clover and Cater Diamond. Trey Clover is inspired by Tree of Clover, as you see, and Cater Diamond is inspired by Four of Diamond. Trey is the senpai vibe-ish, and he is the vice house warden. So basically Riddle's right hand. Cater, meanwhile, is the Instagram dude. And if you notice here, since all the names Clover, Diamond, and then we have Spade, but now you see Ace doesn't have like Ace Heart or something like that. No, Ace Strapola is, I think it's a reference of an Italian playing card. I actually forgot about that. Meanwhile, Riddle Roseheart, the name Riddle is inspired by both Riddle, Riddle, or maybe Little Alice last name, like that. And Roseheart is the rose, the heart. This is a Harsh-Labule. And honestly, I want to say aesthetically, my personal favorite of it. Personal favorite of the whole film. Harsh-Labule has the special place in my heart. And if I ever go cut isekai into this world, I want to go to Harsh-Labule instead. The next term is Savannah Claw. We have Leona King Scholar, inspired by inspired by Scar. So the Savannah Claw arc mostly has the one with animal ears, like that. So we have Leona King Scholar, inspired by Scar. So he is like really low, wants to take down something, a kind of low energy guy, kind of dude. He likes to nap over, and he repeats here twice. So he's like a literal, technically an adult here. He's like 20 or something in this scenario, in this game. Now we have Rocky Buchi. Rocky is inspired by the hyena. There's no specification on which hyena, whether he's Senshi, Fansai, or Ed. Is that their name? I think so, yeah. But he is the hyena. He is Leona's right-hand man, but he's not the vice house warden. For some reason. Because Savannah Claw, since it's centered around King of Beasts, Circle of Life, animal hierarchy, there's no technically a vice leader in the animal hierarchy, technically. And then we have Jack Hall. Now Jack is, okay, let me say it. Jack. Okay, Jack Hall is one of the few characters that we don't know inspired by who. Some speculate that he is inspired by the wolf from Beauty and the Beast. I think one actually in thought is inspired by Kimba, the White Lion. Some thought he is inspired by Mowgli's parents. Or some just said it's just a very pretty white wolf kind of guy. We don't know him. He is more of the, I know, like I'm gonna follow this rule, and I will follow like justice and all like that. This type. He's a good boy. Not my personal favorite, but he's a good boy.
精神に基づく
Essentially, the animal kingdom Savanaklo.
サバナクローン
Just from Langley. And then we have Octafinel. Octafinel. Octafinel is inspired by Little Mermaid. So all the students here are, the main character students here are quote unquote mermaids. Just you never actually see their tail. Actually, you cannot see Azul's tail. You cannot see Azul's tail, except in the trailer. I hope we can see it in the 7th chapter because we are going back. Okay, we have Azul Asengroto. He is inspired by Ursula. So he's the one who's making the deal. I personally call him the mafia boss. Like that. So he's making a deal. He is very shady.
魔女の慈悲の精神
And then we have the twins. It's not the Japanese visual novel without twins. We have Jade and Floyd, inspired by Flotsam and Jetsam. So you know they're gonna meet trouble. A lot of people like them actually.
に基づく
They are twins. They are nasty. Well, most likely really really threatening. But this is the mafia term, the Octafinal.
オクタビネル領砂漠の魔
And I said this is Scarabia. Scarabia is inspired by Aladdin. First, we have Kalim al-Asim, the head warden. The house warden, I'm sorry. The house warden is inspired by the Sultan. And
魔術師熟慮
we have the vice house warden. Kalim's right-hand man, Jamil Viper. He is the one that was inspired by Jafar. So you know he's the main threat in this storm.
の精神に基づく
Scarabia only has 2. Hopefully we can get more in future update. Okay. For Scarabia, Aladdin. So the Sultan, Kalim, the white-haired one, is a rich kid. He is kind, a little bit oblivious, but he is kind. He means no harm here. Meanwhile, Jamil is his servant, essentially. His servant, he wants to do his best to serve Kalim, but he's also very, very jealous and feels like he's overshadowed by Kalim. He's not allowed to be free like that.
カラビア領美しき
And then we have Pom Fury. Pom Fury is also one of my, aesthetically, my favorite, but story-wise is not top 3. Like. First, we have Phil Schoenheit. I'm sorry for butchering this. It's German. Okay. Phil Schoenheit is the twisted from the evil queen Kriemhild, that. Then Snow White Mom. As you can see, he is very pretty. He is an actor, a model. I wouldn't say influencer. He's just like more. He's an artist. A really popular dude. Like that. I just gonna say that only that first. He's very strict, very hardworking, a very master of his craft, and unfortunately got a lot of hate in the fandom
女王
back then, at least.
訓令の
And then we have Apple Felmier and Rokan. Apple Felmier is inspired by the poison apple. actually, as you can see from the name, the poison apple. As you can see, he's very petite. He doesn't like to be called petite. He wants to be a manly man like that. And he will keep insisting that he's a manly man. Okay. And then we have Rohan, the obligatory French in this game. Rohan is inspired by the huntsman from Snow White. He is very romantic. He loves to make poems. He would like praise you. He is very lovable, honestly, personally. A lot of people actually scared of it because since he's a hunter, he would often like watch you from afar. But it's the thing, many hates him for what happened in episode 5 that we will maybe one day we're gonna touch upon. He is really hated after episode 5, but now it is better. It's honestly better right now, but people is also scared of him because he has a tendency of like, if he wants to know someone, he will follow them, like cute stalking like that, because he's a hunter. He knows his target from afar. And my question is, sure, you doesn't like rope, it is fine, but you're not afraid of the twin. They would threaten you daily. Like some said that it's like cute threatening. I feel like the twins is scarier than rope, at least personally. Most because I honestly prefer rope better than twin. Maybe one day I will touch upon it.
の精神に基づくポムフィオ
From Fury, Twisted from Snow White and the Seventh Dwarf.
これよ死者の
And then we have the ikemen-fied, the tech-savvy dorm inspired by Hercules. And then we have Idia's route is inspired from Hades. Do you see the blue hair? He is an otaku. He has social anxiety. He's like me for real, and I hate it. And then we have his little brother Orto's route. Mind you, Orto is also technically 16. However, he does look like a child, and there's an actual explanation for that. Trust me.
な精神に基づく
And actually, this is a very interesting way to say that they are actually count as one student. So Orto, if you see the last name, you might think that they are like brothers, and you're not wrong technically. Orto is a robot, so technically he's not a official student yet in this school. So he is counted as ETS +1 essentially. They go to class together. Orto makes sure that he's doing fine and socializing like that.
犬に配慮量
And then we go to the term that a lot of people like,
茨の
Diasomnia, inspired by Sleeping Beauty. We're starting with our poster boy himself, Malleus Dragonia. Oh, Malleus. Inspired by Maleficent. You can see it from the name. I have a really mixed feeling with you too. He is mysterious. He is like he's the poster boy, so I would say he's only mysterious. Again, personally, Malleus is my least favorite in the bunch, mostly because we know him too little too late, essentially. But a lot of people stream for him, and I'm not blaming them. My aromantic ass cannot understand aromantic ass cannot understand shipping. Shipping and simping.
魔女の交渉
And then we have Lilia Fandro. Okay, I need to say again, Yasomna is also an interesting term because after Ken Malius, we don't know the specification of who is inspired by whom. Lydia is said, as you can see from the tiny ass spine, you can see that, is inspired by Maleficent Bat. He is a bat. He's not a vampire, he's just a bat. He is very what is the word? Teasing? Joking? I wouldn't say he's a clown. He teases a lot. He's an old man. He's an old man trying to fit in with the cool kids, essentially. Never mind, we're back. Okay, well we're here. I'm gonna out you check. Okay, we're back. Okay, Lily. As I said, Lily is an old man. He's very funny. I would say he is very funny. He likes to tease. You know, he claims to be an old man, and he is an old man. That's all you need to know.
当な精神にも
And then we have the two. the two. We have Silver. Silver, no last name. So Silver Twisted. And also Spec sequel. Silver, we don't know what is his inspiration. We don't know that. Some said he's the Twisted of Aurora. Some said he's the Twisted of the Spindle that Valis made. Some said he's inspired by Prince Philip Sork. We don't have the official word. I personally on the camp of he's inspired by Aurora, and I have my fake lore to back it up. It's different. Lore and the actual canon and my fake is really different. Maybe I'll explain later. And then we have Sepek. Sepek is inspired by Maleficent's Green Lightning. So as you can see, you can really base any Twisted-Wonderland character out of anything, honestly. If you want to make an OC, just do it. Essentially. Is Yasomnia.
ディアソムニアイ
Sleeping Beauty. Now there are actually more characters other than them. There are the staff. There are the side character, the side character that only appear once or twice. There's the school mascot named Grim. No, the game mascot named Grim. He's a cat. I'll show you. You can look up on him. But right now we are an hour in, and I think it's time to read some Twisted-Wonderland, Our Precious Treasure. A very old fanfic. Oh, well, not technically old. It's only 4 years old. I am old. Okay. So, what is actually our press? I call it TWOPT. TWOPT. Because I'm Indonesia, I call it TWOPT. Okay. I'll just call it OPT. It's my attempt of making a novelization of Twisted-Wonderland. So backstory, as you see from the trailer, the third term in the series is the Little Mermaid dorm, the Octafinal. And the villain there is Sul, a singleton, inspired by Ursula. Now back then, I was like reading the translation because back then we don't have an official English translation. I was reading it and I was thought, this might be good for the songfic. Songfic, specifically the Poor Unfortunate Soul. I really want to write that. However, I, until now, don't like Reader X Canon. I know there's a lot of people who like Reader X Canon, but I'm on the camp that I don't like. I don't like it. Is it I do not like that because mostly the self-insert nature. There's nothing wrong with self-insert nature. Believe me. There's nothing wrong with it. I did it back then, but now I don't. Now I separate myself from my OC right there. But I do not, sometimes I don't like the whole generalization thing of the reader. And it is really hard. So when I want to write that Poor Unfortunate Soul songfic, I did not want to make a reader at all. I'm really against that back then. Now I'm like slightly better. So I was like, okay, how do I still write this? But I do not want to write reader. I was like, how can I just make a fake of Twisted-Wonderland? Like my attempt. So instead of making a reader X canon, I make it canon XOC. Now I have here's the thing about canon XOC. I have a real trouble liking it. Yeah, despite making in the end making a canon XOC fic myself. I don't hate it. I can tolerate it, but I can be very, very picky about it. That's the thing. I would still read it, but I would take it really, really long time. Like I have only read a couple of fic that is like canon XOC, and those are my friends' fic. I wouldn't go out of my way and read canon XOC fic unless you are my friend and I need to read it. And even now, I do not read a lot of Twisted-Wonderland fic anymore because I've moved on to Project Sekai, but that is another story. So going back to the tale, I eventually wrote this, Our Precious Treasure. Imagine yourself writing a long ass fic just to make that one single one shot of a song fic. But back then, I don't really have high expectation. I just really want to introduce my OC, but I do not want to make just the profile on Tumblr. It's not my thing. I'm sure I make Tumblr OC shit. However, that is not my favorite way to introduce my character. I like to introduce my character through my own writing from my own story because I am more of a type that like I'm gonna learn the character as I read like that. So instead of shoving it into my face like that. So that's why if you read the Wattpad version, yes, there's a Wattpad version. I do not put a lot of profile in there. A lot of my friends did it and I'm not against it, but it's not my preferable way. So I created the OC, I created the fake, I wrote the fake, and I was like, I have no big expectation of it. I thought that I would abandon this fake. I honestly thought that. I probably at the very least back then I thought at least finish the prologue and then we call it end like that. And it doesn't end because I actually started to enjoy writing it again. Back then, I can write almost every day. It was during pandemic, so I have time like during online class. I would also write, and then I almost failed. So don't do that too. So during online class, I would write, post it in the afternoon. So I had a really fun time writing this back then, at least in the early 2020. But as the years continues, I started to get, I wouldn't say lost interest, but I got burned out from writing this every day. So until now, I haven't been able to pick it up again because look, I would want to go back here, but the thought is tough of trying to rewrite almost 200 chapters. I do not have the energy right now, and also the fact that I have to like do my own repeat. I have to redo my research and all like that. So I said to myself, I'm gonna wait until my college is over, so I have at least only juggling my job if I do want to pick this up again. Sorry, there's something in my throat. So then I started to write it, and one day I got to 100 kudos, and I was like, and I was really early in the story. I think it's like I just finished Hercule Build arc maybe or in the middle of it, and I was like, oh, I get 100 kudos. I need to do something, and that something is write that one shot eventually. So my goal is complete technically, but I'm not finished because I had a lot of fun. So I was like, you know what? Let's finish. And I did it. And I ended up finishing it 3 years later. And then decided to take a break from it. At least to focus on my real life problems. That's the backstory. So what is OPT? As I said, it's essentially a novelization of it that's covered the first 4 episodes, one special event, and some filler chapter. Like that. Because of as I said before, Twisted-Wonderland, the player, could isekai. In my story, my main OC doesn't get isekai. Instead, he actually a native from Twisted-Wonderland. He got amnesia, so he doesn't know how he ended up in the college. Back then, I thought this as like this is a plot, like a gimmick, a plot device. So if there's ever going to be another development in the story, I have a reason like, oh, I forgot because I forgot about it like that. Like in character, the OC would say, I forgot about it, amnesia, remember? That is a plot device. But now I have like a better foundation of the amnesia, and that's also the reason why I want to rewrite this, at least soft reboot it, because in the beginning, my OC is not really that strong, especially in the backstory and all. But as through as I go through writing this, I start to solidify the backstory, started solidify like additional story for him. So I want to reboot it at least with the new foundation of my OC, like that. Also, I have to say it too before we continue this. Oh no, actually, I'm gonna mention it later. Okay. So, a novelization of the game. OPT is a novelization of the game. Its canon diverged because because situational circumstance, and the main character is an OC. His name is Jonah Argento. So when I said in the description Captain Argentum, this is who I meant. I'm gonna show you Captain Argentum later. Okay. Jonah Argentum is confused. He doesn't know how he ended up in a prestigious magic college despite not having any magic. Later, I will explain this later. But it turned out he actually has magic, but that is for a problem for another day. He doesn't know why he couldn't remember anything from his past before the magic mirror. Again, there's an explanation for this. He doesn't know why there's so many things he couldn't understand. He's just dumb. No, he's not dumb. I think he's just really slow in understanding. Because the writer also is slow in understanding. But he really wants to know. He wants to understand. Is this the real place where he belongs? So, I posted Twisted-Wonderland OPT here in Wattpad and also originally fanfiction.net. However, I deleted the fanfiction.net version because I think I want the fanfiction to be like the definitive version. Unfortunately, okay. No, I was bored in the FFnet era. Like that. But then I met AO3 and my life never be the same again. AO3 is the main platform for this. Notes. Now this is the notes that I wrote after the English translation appeared and after I started Wattpad. Welcome people from a certain future. If you're reading this fic, I assume that you know what Disney Twisted-Wonderland is. If my explanation from earlier is not really clear, you can actually browse yourself. There's a wiki for it. You can actually look there. Before I start, I need to say a few things. This book, the AO3 version, is written in 15 April 2020. So we just had its birthday like 3 months ago, honestly. During a time called COVID-19 quarantine. This was the time when Twisted-Wonderland is really early in the context. I still remember a lot of very early things. Back when we only reached Octagonal arc, I experienced surprise for the first time seeing Octagonal Overblood. I remember that. Getting shocked at the Scalapy arc twist. Because the pattern is the head dorm, the house warden, is always going to be the one. Overfloating is a thing later going to be explained throughout the actual game. But how to imagine it is basically you turn into a Madoka Magica witch, essentially. Now, we thought Kalim, the house warden, is going to turn into the Madoka Magica witch. But it turns out it's his vice, Jamil, the one who is clearly inspired by Jafar. So, like looking back, it shouldn't be a surprise. However, back then it is really a surprise back then. And getting shows to a twist, hyping over some limited time event. I was there when the first announcement of the wedding event happened. The June Bride, essentially the June Bride event. And then there's also the Fairy Gala and the whole controversy behind it. And also Happy Beans Day. And the first ever event, which is a battle event. And construction crazy theories like back then the biggest theory that I still hold until this day during writing this fic is Phil, the one inspired by the Evil Queen, is actually going to be the future headmaster of the school. But after that, no, actually my first theory is I thought he's a prince, but then it turned out he's an influencer, so I scratched that. I'm still salty about it, but I'm fine about it. And then there's a theory that he's one is going to be of the headmaster, like that. But no, but they're not. No, he's not gonna be headmaster. I still want to play around that concept, but I don't know if I want to continue that whole Phil is the headmaster thing. But he will at least stay for the good relationship with the book. Pick Rowley. Well, since this fandom is still growing, I want more contact. I decided to write a fanfiction. This is the only thing I can do. Again, I cannot draw. If I can draw, I wouldn't use this Gacha Club as my design. Okay. Okay, let me turn it. Sorry. I accidentally clicked my. Unfortunately, the information I've got back then was too little. So improvisation and modification must be made. Some things in the book might be different from canon, maybe even go against it. This book is borderline canon compliant or canon diverse, with an alternate character interpretation. And for main story, this book will cover prologue, Harsapil, Tavanaklo, and Octavina. In addition, I'll be adapting the Ghostmaster event and maybe possible future event, but turn out not for this book only. Why this 4? Because in the actual game, this 4th chapter, plus 1, the prologue, happens in 1 semester. The last 3 happens in the 2nd semester, essentially, after the winter break. So this book, since I call it first, quote unquote, this is the 1st semester. And later, we're gonna have the 2nd semester, or I call it last, really. Who knows? Yeah, that's it. So when we say alternate character interpretation, I have a really low, back then, since the information is so little, I have to do it myself. However, as I started to build, I started to get mixed up between what is actually mine and what is actually canon, and I was like, I kind of like my version better. I know it's wrong, but again, it's a fanfiction. It's wrong, but it's a fanfiction. I am so sorry about it. But I really like my version better. Like when I go back to reading canon, I was like, I was like, man, I want to read my fanfic again because again, it's catered for me and for me only. And then the main target audience is me, but then I started to drag in a lot of people. Well, a lot of people got dragged. Like I prefer my version of Asu than canon Asu. I prefer my version of Leona than canon Leona. Don't at me. This book will also feature some OC. The main character here in my version of MC. I won't give his full bio because 1, some of the info is a bit spoilery for the OC backstory. Example of this is, while I give you the name earlier, Jonah Argentum, I do not spoil who he really is. He's also inspired by one Disney villain, but I won't say. Back then, I don't say who inspired him. I did leave some clues. They're allowed to guess, but I won't officially state it until the last chapter because it's actually lore related. And second reason, because as an experiment, I want to test how far I can make an interesting character without giving a bunch of info dump to the reader. That's why I never give a full profile in my first page of Wattpad. I'm very against that. If you want to give, for me, if you want to give a full profile of your OC, do it in a separate maybe Tumblr page or DeviantArt. It's fine. If you, or maybe your own, like Google Docs, you can link the Google Docs you can make it a Google Docs, post it in your the first page of the, what is it called? The page of Wattpad. The only downside is you cannot copy pasta it, which is that you cannot like block and then copy pasta from Wattpad for some reason. I always hate that feature from Wattpad. But yeah, rather than put a full profile, I want to learn the character from the how you wrote them. Because for example, you said that the character is insecure, your character is shy, your character is friendly, but if something bothers him, you're gonna be really, really mad. But if in the story I don't see that, I don't see a shy person, I just see someone who's like wary. If I don't see your OC that is claimed you really scary when he's mad, when they're mad, but you never get mad in the story, I will be really disappointed like that. So I want to learn the character throughout the story instead of just reading a bio, it's essentially a wiki page like that. If you don't like this thing, you are free to close the book. If you're still here, I would like to say thank you for giving this book a chance. I won't hold you back anymore. And then I add an edit because the English version finally appeared. With the release of EN and its colorful translation, I made friends. I made some mutual in the Twist fandom where they can actually read Japanese, and they say there's a lot of changes in the English version. There's an entire Tumblr blog dedicated to comparison between the Japanese and the English, and I want to read that too for the preparation of reboot. This top reboot. Mostly because I decided to stick with the Japanese fan translation because I'm already used to it. I've been eating it for 2 years straight, and it's really hard for me to get back to Twisted-Wonderland, the official English translation. Several headcanon I made based on the JP fan translation, and so it's only fair if I stick to the root because I feel the desert change could happen if I switch my source of writing. That I will stick to it. If I do a soft reboot, I want to stick to the Japanese fan translation with the English one as my additional source, essentially. I do not want to fully move to the English version unless I cannot find a translation for it. Yeah. There's actually one who's like daily updating translation. The blog is really good. There are two blogs that three that time. The two YouTuber and one the translation blog. It's been a long time since I watched them, since I read their material, so I don't know how far they updated, unfortunately. Including several things for English. For example, Jamil and Kalim are cousins. That's just a rumor that I heard. I'm probably gonna retract this. And Kater is an only child. That translation hasn't been changed until at least until this day, if I remember correctly. Kater, the one inspired by Four of Diamond, has at least two sisters. But the English version said, I'm the only child. They could have said I'm the only son, but no, they decided to say I'm the only child. I do not know what I'll be taking from the English. Probably some terms I'll be sticking to this. But for most story plot point, I'll be sticking with the Japanese fan translation. With exception, so main story, I will probably stick with the Japanese translation. Fan translate, but for the additional material, I'm gonna use the English, official English, including reading the gacha card and all of that. So if anyone complain about or ask about my fanfic, just remember I've said my reasoning and put it in. Enjoy the story. So the title here is I'll press the treasure first, covering the first semester. So there's going to be a second semester. And that's the thing about this week. I do not know if I want to make a soft reboot. I just continue this until the end, and then make a soft reboot then. Probably. I'll probably go to the last. Or maybe have a special, my own document for the soft reboot. So, arc list. I haven't updated this for a long time now. So, the arc list is, there are 10 chapters, essentially, 10 arcs. Welcome to the Villain World is the prologue. The Crimson Tyrant is the Harsh Labule episode. Jonah Argentum Declassified Boarding School Survival Guide is a 5-chapter filler arc, essentially, but there are some important points in there. Rebel of the Wilderness is Savannah Claw, the Lion King chapter. Breaking Gosh is the filler chapter for Rebel of the Wilderness. Merchant of the Deep Sea is the Little Mermaid chapter, and the biggest reason why I even write this book in the first place. And then we skip to the Tactician of the Scorching Sun, the Scarabia, the Aladdin chapter. And then we have actually 2 filler arcs. Wassalia Canon, the Christmas special, essentially, and the disappearance of Kalim Al-Asim. This is the continuation, technically a filler arc, but it's also an important arc for the continuation of Tactician. And then we end with an event adaptation, which is Proposal of Destiny, the June Bright Day. And then we have Jonas Theore's Happiness as the finale. Okay, I'm gonna check for the stream first. How long have you been going? Okay, 1 hour and 30 minutes. Okay, I think we can go for another hour so far. I'm gonna go for another half hour. We're gonna probably be reading until maybe 5 chapter, maybe. Yeah, probably 5 chapter is safe. I know when to stop probably, yeah. But hopefully I can serenade you for this. But since I have talked a lot about this week. Okay, we're gonna start chapter 1. The Flickering Darkness. Welcome to the Villain World arc, the prologue arc. So most of the title, when I write this week, most of the title are following the Twisted-Wonderland official chapter title, the fan translation, the Japanese fan translation. So the title, I just use that. But there are also some chapters that has not original title, but I took that from song lyric, essentially song lyric, yeah. And so the hardest part of that is actually the actually finding actually finding the song lyrics to match it. And then next we have okay, wait, where was I? Okay, I zoom out for a second, okay. And then we have the summary. When everything around you starts, it's always nice to have something comforting to focus on. I remember when I'm writing very earlier chapter, I was like thinking, Or how do I make the submarine mysterious and maybe romantic? Maybe like that, like inviting you. But then in the end, I started to use meme. After that, it is fun to make. I started to go very unserious the more I write this. I'm actually excited. Okay, chapter 1. The fleeting darkness. Wait, I need to go into character. Let me think first. Okay. I'm sorry for my pronunciation. I'm sorry for my voice. English is not my main language. That's the thing. Okay, I need to go to my kingdom heart mode. I need to imagine Testati here. Oh, I just remember I haven't turned on the music, right? Just for actually no, I think it's better if we don't have music for now. Okay, maybe next time we go stream, I would put on like oh no, the desktop IQ. I never turn on the desktop IQ. Okay, I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check on that one time we watched the video. Hold on a second. I hope there's a sound. I just realized something. Okay, please let there be sound. Okay, I'll do a check for a second. Okay, we're back. Oh, okay. That was so long. Okay. Okay. The audio is still on. Oh, okay, thank goodness. That was a sudden panic attack. Okay. Okay. But so OBS doesn't matter. Okay. So okay, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna start. He had this strange sensation of floating, as if something suspended him above the ground. Was there even any ground here? Did he even open his eyes? It was dark, it was cold, and he was scared, but he didn't get it. What was he supposed to be scared of? Ah, My dear beloved. Who said that? All of a sudden, he felt his back press against a cold, smooth surface. When did that appear? When did he stop floating? He turned his head to the side, but he couldn't see anything past the dark. He tried to get up, but his movements were sluggish, as if he was underwater. But eventually, he managed to get up. A lovely and noble flowers of evil. Truly, you are the most beautiful of them all. Wait, I need to turn it. He took a clumsy step forward, trying to find the owner of the voice. And as he did so, a blinding light came up from below him. He had to shield his eyes from the dark fragments. Wait, no. They looked like stars that were flying away, revealing a purple brick floor, and he was standing on top of a lime green circular slab platform. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the cruelest of them all? He spun around, but didn't dare to step off the platform. Where did that voice come from? Behind him, he could hear a burst of flame. When he turned around again, he saw a green flame dancing in the dark. Slowly, something started to appear around the flame. A golden circular border. He squinted its eyes. Wait, the flame looked like it was glowing behind something. A glass? A window? Maybe even a mirror? Those who are guided by the dark mirror. As long as your heart desire. It felt as if he was standing right in front of the mirror. Through the green flame, which was slowly dissolving, a black gloved hand appeared. How could see he couldn't see who the owner of the hand is, but he was sure that this is the voice's hand. How is that possible? He had no idea. Take the hand that appeared in the mirror. That appears in the mirror. It was a tempting offer. He could feel his heart beating faster. What should he do? His eyes flickered around, trying to find any corner of this pitch black abyss. But he couldn't. It was as if the darkness is endless. He could get lost in it. He didn't want that. He didn't want to feel lost. He didn't want to feel lonely. The voice made that feeling of loneliness disappear. The voice cut through the darkness, giving him something to hold on. And the voice sounded so alerting, comforting. It made him feel safe. It's going to be okay afterward. All he needs to do is to take the hand. Come now. Show me your power. You only have a little bit of time left. Slowly, he lifted his hand, reaching toward the gloved hand. He never realized that the surface of the mirror rippled like water when the gloved hand went through it, finally meeting with his smaller one. He never realized that the purple brick floor slowly dissolving into darkness, along with his lime green platform. All his focus went to the hand as the voice echoed again. No matter what, don't let go of my hand. He wasn't planning to. He gripped the hand tighter as, once again, he felt as if he was floating. The darkness had swallowed his platform, leaving his feet dangling. But he didn't feel lost or scared anymore. Instead, he felt sleepy. He tried to grip the hand even tighter as if it could make him stay awake. But no matter how hard he tried, the darkness slowly clouded his vision as his sleep welcomed him. And the last thing he could hear was the sound of a galloping horse. That is chapter 1. So when I was writing this, I actually imagined this more like something from Kingdom Hearts. So you, the player, or in this case Juna, slowly floating to his Tap to Heart station, and the Tap to Heart station changed into the beginning of Twisted-Wonderland if you play the game for the first time. Essentially. And back then, I actually didn't know who's this voice belonged. I heard it was like the headmaster voice, but then I thought it was Molly's voice, and then back to headmaster voice. But now I had canon. It's actually another mysterious voice, like the quote unquote Mickey voice in the Kingdom Hearts game, like that. Essentially, okay. That is the first chapter, and even though, oh, I'm sorry. Actually, I want to continue this, but I am actually really sleepy. Actually, I think I want to end it here because I did like I did before the stream. I actually woke up. I fell asleep and then I woke up and then realized, all right, I have to stream. I'm so sorry about that. And I did have something I need to do. After this, I have an assignment that I have to submit it before uh 7:30 tomorrow. So I think I'm gonna go work for it, essentially. But I want to say thank you for having me here. It's been a nice 1 hour, 1.5 hours then, essentially. Okay, let me change back to my main channel. Next Saturday, we won't be reading this, but we will be playing some games that our friend has been made for the 1 week challenge. Actually, I'm very excited. I want to play my brother's game so badly. I want to mess it up. I can't essentially what is called break it. I cannot break it. I'm not a beta tester for it, but I'm really excited to look at it. He did one job. So I'll see you next Saturday for some gaming, actual gaming instead of logic. So I'll end it here. This is the Bread from the Moon signing out. Bye.